Today we're talking about good carbs versus bad carbs. Now everybody knows carbs in general have gotten a pretty bad rep in the past for causing weight gain, diabetes, a whole bunch of other health problems, you name it, and carbs will be to blame. But we shouldn't be blaming carbs, and here's why. Uh, Carbohydrates are essential for our needs, and there's many health problems that you can get with not getting enough carbohydrates in your diet, and that can include ketosis, where your blood becomes very acidic. Your body then goes, which is a bad thing there, but a thing that people believe with ketosis is that your body will attack the fat for energy instead of carbohydrates for energy. Now that is true, but would you really want to risk your health that much? You just got to think there. I would rather, you know, be healthy than lose fat and die in the process or have a lot of medical problems in the process. So let's move on to good carbs versus bad carbs. First, let's talk about what bad carbs do. Bad carbs are going to spike your insulin levels, and spiking of insulin in really fast increases like that can cause weight gain and diabetes. And that's why diabetes is such a big epidemic. A lot of people blame sugar for diabetes, which that attributes to it, but not as much carbohydrates do. Bad carbohydrates do. Because bad carbohydrates will spike your insulin, and diabetes is basically an insulin problem. And when that insulin spikes, your body goes in a fat storing mode. So it's going to store a whole bunch of fat. And when it stores a whole bunch of fat, that's why you see people becoming more and more overweight. So now let's talk about what good carbs do. Good carbohydrates have a very slow peak of insulin, so it'll gradually have a nice flow of insulin, and that's the way the body is made to be, is to have a nice gradual flow of it. And with good carbohydrates, you will have sustained energy as well. That's why you have a nice even flow of insulin. If you've noticed, if you eat if you eat some cake, that's bad carbs. It's white flour and then with sugar on top, and you will then notice, you feel really, 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 really energetic for about an hour or two. Then you crash. That crash is because your insulin levels have crashed, literally. They spike and then they go right down. It's like a roller coaster with bad carbs. Now with good carbs, you will have sustained energy because it'll just gradually flow just like waves in an ocean. Bad carbohydrates usually don't have as much fiber or as many nutrients as good carbohydrates. I'm looking at a box right now, and there is 6 grams of protein in the good carbs, and there's 6 grams of fiber, which is 24% of your fiber in the good carbs. Now if I look over to the box of bad carbs, we have 1 gram of protein, and we have 1 gram of fiber. So as you see, there's a huge difference there. So now let's move on to what foods are good and what foods are bad. We got Take Heart, Quaker Oatmeal, Golden Maple. Good carb or bad carb? If you answer good carb, you are wrong. That's right. The reason this is bad is because it has so much processed sugar in it, because it has artificial flavorings, because it is golden maple. So it has so much artificial crap in it. It has so much sugar that your insulin is gonna spike, and you will cause weight gain with eating this. Now, just to test that, let's see how much actual oatmeal we're getting. Just clumps of bad sugar. I'll take a clump for you now right here. Look at this. That's all sugar. Look at all that sugar. Mac and cheese, the cheesiest. Good carb or bad carb? If you answered good carb, you are again wrong. And the problem is, you have 48 grams of carbohydrates, and that's in 1 serving. Then you have Then you have 8 grams of sugar in there and 9 grams of protein. Now, the protein is good, but the carbohydrates in there are bad carbs. It's all white. It's just white bread. That's all this is. So that's another bad carb. Frosted Cheerios, anybody? Cheerios have a good thing for being healthy. Now, do you believe that these are good carbs or bad carbs? Bad to the bone. The reason these are so bad is because you have 10 grams of sugar on top of 24 grams of carbs with 1 gram of protein. That's bad. And if you look at the ingredients, it does say whole grain guaranteed. That is true. There is whole grain in here. But let's look a little bit deeper. So we have whole grain oats. Alright, cool. Sugar, bad. Cornmeal, bad. Corn syrup, bad. Sugar syrup, just sugar syrup. I don't even know what sugar syrup is. Bad. And then we have trisodium phosphate corn syrup. Bad. So, yes, there is a little bit of good in here, but it's very, 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 very not good at the same time. So, we have 5 bad things and 1 good thing. Frosted Cheerios are not the way to go. These are going to spike your insulin like crazy because of all the sugar and all the bad corn syrup, triglycer, whatever, crackers. Bad carb again. The reason is because it's just white bread, and we all know white bread is bad for spiking our insulin. And this right here in 4 crackers has 11 grams of carbs, and if you're like me, we all know we're not just going to eat 4 crackers. So, bad carb. A lot of people are going to go for this. The reason is, it's sold as a health food, just like the Cheerios are. The Cheerios are sold as a health food, and they're bad for you. The macaroni and cheese, it says fortified with vitamins. They're still bad for you. So let's look at this. We got, right here, white rice. I'd go for it if I didn't know my diet, if I didn't know about nutrition. I'd go for it. 0 grams of fat. How much better can you get? Bad carb. Bad rice. And the reason is because it's white bread. It had all the nutrients stripped of it. Brown rice has the nutrients still in it. White rice is stripped of all of its nutrients. Now let's move on to good carbs. The even flow of insulin. And you should be getting these, and they can promote muscle gains as well, because you will be helping your body to refuel itself with what it actually needs. So instead of the white rice, let's take brown rice here. You have a lot more nutrients, and it's going to be a very slow insulin spike. So, ready in 60 seconds. There you go. Brown rice, and it's whole grain guaranteed. So these right here, 9 grams of protein, 110 calories, only 19 grams of carbs, and then 6 grams of dietary fiber. This stuff will really, really, really help. You got everything you need right in this little bean. Especially for vegetarians. You want your protein, go for beans. Just regular old-fashioned oatmeal, and these are going to be good carbs with a whole bunch of added vitamins in them. And then sprinkle some stevia on it for a sweetener. So right here will be the way to go. You got 150 calories in here, 27 grams of carbs, 8 grams of fiber, no sugar, and 5 grams of protein. Now, don't buy the regular rice cakes that you see in the store that are white, and the problem is because that is still bad carbs, just hidden bad carbs. So make sure you get brown rice cakes, because then you know that all that's in there is brown rice. So, difference between good carbs and bad carbs are what they are. They're bad. They will cause weight gain because of the high insulin spike. Good carbs are good because they'll give you an even flow of nice, even energy and nice, even insulin levels. So, thank you guys for watching today. Project Build.